And actually, we didn't finish our last chapter, but it will take us a few minutes, and then we'll move on to a beautiful chapter about Tzlopchad daughters. Okay. I almost gave you, well, I thought because there are some things to read before to understand better Tzlopchad daughters. It's good to read before that a few things. We will see how it goes with the time. Okay, so you can see it, right? My screen. Right, okay. So let's start here. Just a moment. אוי, רגע, 57, כן. So we actually, we talked, Ruth, you weren't here, so I will just, and also Ginny, we talked about the distribution, how will go the distribution of the different, the lands in Israel when they will get into the promised land. I mean, now they are in Arvot Moab, in Moab plains, I think this is the word. And they, so it's all, this is all a plan for the coming future, but it's so actually we had in 26 a census of not only the tribes but also the families. We will see the figure in a moment. And we talked about that. From one hand, it says in the text, give a larger land to a larger family and a larger tribe, and a smaller land to a smaller family, which makes which makes a lot of sense. And then it says, no, do it by lot. So we figure it out that the division of the land is by size, but the location of the lands are by lot. Okay, so let's continue here about the Levites. Ginny, would you like to read? It's 57 to 65 until the end of the chapter.
Okay. And
so it's chapter 26.
Okay,
yes.
yes. Okay, I'm going to read from my text because it's a little
Yes, no
easier
problem.
to read. That's okay. Okay, this is the enrollment of the Levites by their clans. Of Gershon, the clan of the Gershonites. Of Kohath, the clan of the Kohathites. Of Merari, the clan of the Merarites. These are the clans of Levi. The clans of the Livnites, the clans of the Hebronites, the clans of the Mahalites, the clan of the Mushites, the clan of the Korahites. Korath begot Amram. The name of Amram's wife was Yocheved, daughter of Levi, who was born to Levi in Egypt. She bore to Amram, Aaron, and Moses, and their sister Miriam. To Aaron were born Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. Nadab and Abihu died when they offered alien fire before the Lord. Their enrollment of 23,000 comprised all males from a month up. They were not part of the regular enrollment of the Israelites, since no share was assigned to them among the Israelites. These are the persons enrolled by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who registered the Israelites on the steppes of Moab at the Jordan near Jericho. Among these, there was not one of those enrolled by Moses and Aaron the priest when they recorded the Israelites in the wilderness of Sinai. For the Lord had said to them, they shall die in the wilderness. Not one of them survived, except Caleb, son of Jehumah, Jephunneh, and Joshua, son of Nun.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Wow.
Shalom, Judy. Welcome.
John should be along any minute, so.
Oh, good. Okay. לא, רגע, רבקה, לא קיבלת זום לאינטרנט? So just a moment, please. I will send to Rivka the link, okay? Just a moment. Okay, I hope now it's okay. Shalom, John. Hello. Okay, so what we just read about is the section about the Levites, and as you remember, every time we have the census, the text details all the names and whatever details it wants to emphasize, and afterwards there is a section for the Levites. Okay, so here are the Levite, Kudel Halevi, and these are the names of their families, and we know that we know Kehat, and you know the ancestors of Moshe and Aaron. Okay, and of course here there is more details than in other parts because of the importance of Moses and Aaron and Miriam. And okay, so here is the number of the Levites. Okay, in a minute I will show you something. I think I found it interesting, and in the end, the text tells us that actually 63 until 65 talks about the whole thing, the whole census of all the children of Israel. So it emphasizes were numbered. Okay, as we saw the Ele Pakudei Moshe Elazar Cohen, and look at something also I think interesting, that in the last verse it is emphasized that really the generation of the wilderness died in the wilderness, and no one stayed alive from this generation, apart from Kalev ben Yefune, Yehoshua ben Nun. This sums up the census. Okay, so what I wanted to show you, we looked at this figure last time. Remember, these are the numbers in the first chapters of the book. Okay, 1 to 3, and compared to the chapter 26, and these are the numbers of the families. But look at the numbers of the Levites. A very small tribe. Even, I mean, all the time. I mean, only Shimon now is smaller, a bit the same, but the Levites are very, very small. Actually, I don't know why. I mean, why would they be so small? Do you have any idea? Because before they got their duty of keeping the temple and the tabernacle and all that, before they had this, Levi was another brother of the whole. I mean, like any other brother, like any other son of Jacob. I don't know why. Look at and I remind you that this is from they count the babies from 1 month old.
Question: what about what happened?
So it should be even many more.
Yeah. So I have a question. What happened in Shechem way back when with Dinah, and she was raped, and there were 2 brothers who went into Shechem and slaughtered all the men in Shechem who were going to apologize, who were going to get
Shimon and Levi.
Who was it?
Shimon and Levi.
And they had the smallest number of children. I wonder if that's related at all.
But you see, yeah, this is a good point. But you see here that Shimon was in a regular size in the beginning of the journey in Bamidbar 1. And I mean, I'm asking it, and I don't know the answer. I mean, I didn't find it. So if you have any idea, I can understand that if the tribe has 7,500, it will grow to. This is logic to grow to this number.
Yeah.
especially,
Aura?
yes,
I
yes.
didn't think about
Aura,
this.
רגע, שנייה, עמנואל, פשוט רות התחילה קודם. כן. Yes, Ruth.
Yeah, so in Temple this week, we were reading a book about the book of Ruth. And there was a lot of discussion about levirate marriage.
Okay.
You know, where if the husband dies and there were no children, then the brother is supposed to marry the widow, and they're supposed to beget children, and the children are considered the offspring of the dead brother.
Right.
And I'm just bringing that up. I'm just bringing that up because of the name Levi, and I'm wondering if somehow that was a way of dealing with the small size of that tribe. That's an evidence of the fact that they really felt the need to multiply.
So I didn't understand the last part. So they felt the
Well, they were so small in the beginning,
yes.
Levites, that it was that this whole rule, this whole custom,
Mhm.
is named after this very small tribe. So maybe I don't know why the tribe was. Pardon me?
The custom of to marry the wife of the dead brother?
Yeah, no, levirate does not come from Levi. It comes from the Latin word for brother. Well,
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
the Latin
I don't
root.
think it comes from Levi.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not actually. I'm not asking about the the fact that Levites went from 7,000 to 23,000, but why here it was such a small tribe?
Well,
Anyway, if someone can find something about it, I will also continue looking. But
I didn't, maybe.
כן, עמנואל, רצית לומר משהו.
Yes, I didn't think about it every time I read this paragraph many times in my life, but now I'm thinking in this moment, maybe Shimon ולוי, Jacob blessed them, שמעון ולוי כלי חמאס מכורותיהם.
נכון.
בסודם אל תבוא נפשי ובקהילם אל תחד כבודי, כי באפם הרגו איש ובגופם יכרסו ארור אפם, אז ארור אפם, כי עזת, אכלכם ביעקב אף יצאם בישראל. This was for, and maybe this makes, I didn't think, maybe this can be the order of Yaakov.
Very nice citation. Emmanuel is one of the of our main readers in the synagogue. So yes, Emmanuel, it explains this number, but it doesn't.
Can you give us a translation?
So now to say it in translation.
Yeah.
You can see it in the paragraph Vayichi,
yes,
at the end of Vayichi.
Okay, he talked about the blessing or curses.
Right.
How do you want? You can call it how you like. Of Jacob to his sons, and after Shimon and Levi did what they did with Shechem, Jacob was very furious with them, and he actually cursed them. And yes, Emmanuel, this can explain this number, the small number of Levites, but not the large number of Shimon. Okay, so anyway.
So Shimon is also very, very low, the number.
Now it is low, but if you look, if I compare Shimon and Levites in the first chapter of Numbers, Shimon is like any other, one of the biggest tribes, and Levites is really the small. I don't know. Maybe it's because of they counted the babies. Maybe they didn't count everyone. I I will look about
Or
it.
the Levim is also the tribes of the Kohanim.
נכון, אבל
And the Kohanim don't allow to marry everyone. Like Gusha and
okay. So you
So-
think they maybe they stayed more yes, maybe it has effect on the size. Yes. Yes, this is a
And also, excuse me, Shimon, in the next time, Shimon is disappeared, and Judah takes all his area.
when in the I mean Shimon will be inside the area of Judah once they will be in Judah is I think it's the largest, and Shimon will be inside it. Anyway, but I think Yossi, your explanation is makes sense about this, that they just couldn't. So they have a lot of bachelors there.
I have a different question,
Yes.
because I'm always curious about this, and I wonder if you ever saw something to explain it. But in listing the families of Levi, we don't hear anything about the sons of Moshe.
נכון.
And at some point in the story, Zipporah just disappears. And other than telling us that Zipporah takes her two sons and goes to join Moshe in Egypt, we never hear about them ever again.
Oh,
And
I think we do hear about Gershom, and we hear about him something which is not very nice. And this is why I think I brought this verse, or maybe I wanted to bring it, but not. Just a moment.
I always wondered what happened to Moses' sons.
Okay, so we have Gershom and Eliezer, נכון, עמנואל? זה הבנים של גרשום ונימה. Eliezer, I don't know.
Gershon, Kat, and Merari.
No, Gershom, yes, this is the...
בני משה.
היא מתכוונת לילדים של... אז זה גרשום ואליעזר, נכון? But Gershom, we hear about him. You know what? I will find you. It's very. I mean, it's Gershom was one of the priests that worked in the tribe of Dan. Now, this day that he was there, he put some statues. So in the Bible, you will not find Gershom ben Moshe, but you find Gershom ben Menashe with a small nun inside Mem and Shin, because the writer didn't want, this is what I think Chazal say about it, that the author didn't want to say something so terrible about the son of Moses, so they put nun between Mem and, you see, and I just a minute, I will find this so and what I read about it, that Gershom, the sons of Moses, it's always the question. I mean, the duty of being a priest goes with the generations, right?
Yeah.
But being a prophet, this requires a certain character, or so it means, I mean, the sons of a prophet, it doesn't mean that they will be the right character. Okay, so just a moment, I will find it. Okay, so see, I will put the verse here. It's in Judges, chapter 8. Okay, so Adinia, can you read this?
And the children of, yeah, and the children of Dan set up for themselves the graven image. And Jonathan, the son of Gershom, the son of Manasseh, he and his sons were priests of the tribe of the Danites until the day of the captivity of the land.
Okay, thank you. It doesn't say in this verse, but they put statues, which was Avodah Zarah. Okay,
Yeah.
So they are considered a bad thing. But in English it says Menashe. Okay, so
Right.
but look at the Hebrew. רבקה, את יכולה, אוי, רבקה לא איתנו. עמנואל, אתה רוצה לקרוא את העברית? רק תעשה unmute.
והקימו להם בני דן את הפסל, ויונתן בן גרשום, בן משה, הוא ובניו היו כהנים לשבט הדני עד יום גלות הארץ.
כן, so can you see the little nun here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is why this is the story of this little nun. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on to unless you have some comment about this, we can move on to 27. Now 27, my God, this we read last time. Okay, so I put here some kind of I called it an introduction to the story of the daughters of Tzlofchad, but I think we'll start the chapter and then we'll go back maybe to the, and of course we have some verses from Ruth, from the story of Ruth. Okay, Ruth, can Ruth. 1, 2, 4.
Then drew near the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Yosef. And these are the names of his daughters, Machlah, Noah, Hoglah, and Milcah, and Tirzah. And they stood before Moses and before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes and all the congregation at the door of the tent of meeting, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not among the company of them that gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah. But he died in his own sin, and he had no sons. Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family because he had no sons? Give unto us a possession among the brethren of our father.
Thank you. You know what? I will take, with your permission, I will take a moment to call Rivka because I don't know why she wants to get in and I sent her so please, I'll call her in a minute. שלום, רבקה בבית? רבקה שם? שלום, רבקה? כן. רבקה נמצאת בבית? רבקה נמצאת שם? כן, כן. זאת אורה, את איתנו? לא, את לא צריכה סיסמה. את צריכה, שלחתי לך לינק ישיר. את לא... לא, שלחתי לך גם במייל עכשיו. שלחתי לך. לא, זה לא הגיוני. זה תמיד אותו לינק. זה ממש תמיד אותו לינק. אני מציעה, תצאי מזה ותנסי שוב, זה תמיד אותו לינק. אין צורך בסיסמה. לא מאמינה ש... כן, חבל. טוב, בסדר, טוב, תודה. להתראות, ביי. ביי. Why is do you have do you get the need for a password when you get into the link into the Zoom?
No, it was all fine. It was just straight through, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the, okay. So, first of all, it's Menashe, the tribe of Menashe, okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, before we even go into what they are saying, okay? Think about the situation. 5 young girls, look at number 2, ותעמוד לה לפני משה ולפני אלעזר, הכהן ולפני הנשיאים וכל העדה, פתח אוהל מועד לאמור. 5 girls, unmarried, right? They are unmarried. Without father, we don't know anything about their mother. And they should be, I don't know, 16 years old, 15 years old, because I believe in more than that, they should have been married. What do you think? And they stand there, maybe the oldest is, I don't know, 20, 19. And before all the congregation, all the people, I think, when I imagine that, I think that it's incredible.
Revolution.
Our feminist rabbis and scholars here love this passage. And whenever congregants say, oh, in biblical days, women weren't allowed to own property, they always refer to this story. And also that they were not, it's not like Esther, who was prompted in her actions by Mordecai, or like Ruth, who was prompted in her actions by Naomi. These young ladies, I mean, they were a group of young ladies, but they came up with this themselves.
Yes, they are amazing, and the verse number 2 shows how much, איך אומרים, אומץ היה להם, how much,
yeah, chutzpah.
מה?
Chutzpah.
Chutzpah, but also omets, just
courage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Courage. Yes. Thank you. Yes, this is very. הנה רבקה. Very, very impressive. This.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what they are saying.
הצליח.
כן, את רואה?
יופי, תודה.
יופי, אני שמחה שהצטרף. אנחנו בדיוק קוראים את 4 פסוקים ראשונים של פרק 27 על בנות צלופחד. בדיוק מה שאת אוהבת.
דרך אגב, אורה, אני תמיד אמרתי צלופחד. היום קראתי, הסתכלתי באמת צלופחד. מנוקד ככה בספר. אבל כל השנים אמרנו צלופחד.
אוי.
נכון, את רואה?
צלופחד. אוקיי, צלופחד. אוקיי, תודה. אני אשים לב. So what they are saying, first of all, in number 3. I mean, first, maybe I will say this. We always remember in this story about what they are saying in number 4, that their father doesn't have a son, and they want they should get the land even though they don't have a brother. Okay, this is what we remember, and this is the feminine, all this. But look at number 3.
Right, they're saying that their father was not one of the rebels.
Exactly.
He was just an ordinary guy.
איזה
Yes,
חטא
an
היה?
ordinary guy that died in the wilderness just because he was from the old generation. But it means, what does it mean? I mean, they are saying 2 things, okay? They are saying one thing, that their father was not one of the rebellions. And the second thing, they are saying that the name of their father will be unjustly, how would I say, lama igara, be done away.
Will be
done away.
eliminated from history. It'll be
Exactly.
unjustly eliminated from history.
And unjustly eliminated from history, yes.
Amen.
So 2 things, okay? What does it mean? What does verse number 3 mean?
The women doesn't inherit, only the boys.
Okay. Yes, this is number 4, okay?
למה פה?
And the boy inherits, and then the name of the family stays, okay?
נכון.
But what does the verse 3 mean? That it means that if someone was a rebellion against God or against the authority, it means that he will not have anymore his land.
Yeah.
And this, we don't, when we think about the story, we never think about it. So this is 2 very good, very strong things that they say.
Do you think it is the reason he didn't inherit? The women, the daughter doesn't inherit, not because their father
Yes.
is punished.
Yes, right.
Because
but they,
in the society, the women wasn't account.
yes, you're right. But here they bring 2 strong accounts about why they should have the land, although they are not boys. Okay. One account is that their father was not a rebellion, which shows us that if he was a rebellion, they wouldn't get it.
למה? זה לא הסיבה, או הסיבה היא שהוא מת.
תסתכלי,
קיבל עונש ונגמר. עכשיו הוא מת. אז הבנות לא יורשות, זאת הסיבה. אני לא רואה את הסיבה הזאת שהוא לא יורש כי הוא חטא. לא?
No. No, what I mean, their father died, okay? נכון, רבקה?
Yes.
אני אגיד את זה רגע בעברית.
כן.
אבא שלהם מת, אבל הם מביאות 2 טיעונים חזקים שלא כל כך זוכרים אותם. אחד, זה העניין שאבא שלהם לא היה במרד של קורח, אוקיי? והשני, זה שהם צריכות לשמור על השם של אבא שלהם, ייעלם בתוך ההיסטוריה בגלל שאין בן. זה שהן לא יורשות כי הן בנות זה ברור, אבל הן מביאות 2 טיעונים למה הן כן יכולות לרשות. אוקיי, let's move back to English and we'll move on, okay? John, can you continue with 5 to
Sure.
5 to 11.
5 to 11, okay.
Yes.
Before I start on your previous comment and your question about Levi, maybe the Levites rebelled so much because they weren't going to inherit anyway, so they had no land to lose from rebelling. Korach was a Levi.
Ah, But do you think that, well, we thought, I think the number of the people who died in the plague was something like 30,000, 34,000 or something like that. Maybe around 30,000.
I'm using a huge amount of interpolation for a tiny amount of data to say that's where all the Levites went, they all rebelled.
Yes. Okay. So I will not take it so seriously. Okay.
Moses brought their case before the Lord, and the Lord said to Moses, the plea of Zelophehad's daughters is just. You should give them a hereditary holding among their father's kinsmen, transfer their father's share to them. Further, speak to the Israelite people as follows. If a man dies without leaving a son, you shall transfer his property to his daughter. If he has no daughter, you shall assign his property to his brothers. If he has no brothers, you shall assign his property to his father's brothers. If his father had no brothers, you shall assign his property to his nearest relative in his own clan, and he shall inherit it. This shall be the law procedure for the Israelites in accordance with the Lord's command to Moses.
Thank you. So I think it's very impressive. I mean, first of all, Moses doesn't say anything. That doesn't say one thing about a reply. He really doesn't know what to do, and immediately goes to God, and God immediately says that they are right, and not only that, this will be what is something. What does it say here? I mean, apart from they are right.
It's all about keeping the land within the tribe. So if it doesn't have sons, it goes to his daughters. If he doesn't have any children, it goes to, it's like whatever closest relative he has will inherit. So that, it's all about keeping the land in the tribe, so that
in the family, not only the tribe, but in the family.
In the family, right.
In the family.
I always had the impression that the daughters of Zelophehad were told that they had to marry within the tribe, but that doesn't say that here.
No,
but where does that come from?
Okay, so your impression is correct, and we will read it. It comes from chapter 36. You are not so. You don't imagine things.
But that's also about keeping the land.
Yes.
Within the tribe, because if they inherit the land and they marry someone outside of the tribe, then the land goes outside of the tribe. So therefore they have to keep the land, within Manasseh. So when this is Manasseh's land, Manasseh's it all has to stay in their area.
Yes, and because the land goes, the property goes to the husband and the family of the husband. First of all, what I wanted that you see here is that God immediately takes the particular case of Zelophehad daughters and gives a law that will a law for all the children of Israel for generations. This is very interesting. It's not a solution only for Zelophehad daughters.
Also in Rashi it said that the growth of Bnot Zelophehad, that God agree with them. כן בנות צלופחד טובות.
נכון.
It's very gross.
I mean, you say about the uniqueness of that God says can bnot Zelophehad. It's not so we don't find it a lot of in the Bible that that God's agree in such a
And he responds in the minute, in the time. זאת אומרת, זה היה מהר. כן.
yes, yes,
לא,
yes.
לא היה תיווך, לא היה זמן, לא אמרו נלך לשמוע את דבר אדוני וסיפור אחר.
Yes, yes,
In
yes.
a minute, it was
It's
very
like something, we don't have any legal discussion here. It's something that God agrees and immediately. And it says here, look at number 11, חוקת משפט.
חוק יסוד.
חוקת משפט, ממש חוק יסוד.
חוק יסוד.
Like, yeah, statue of judgment. I mean, it's so, and the question is, we read all Leviticus, and it doesn't appear there. It doesn't appear there. And it's interesting that they didn't think about it, or I don't know, it doesn't appear in Leviticus, okay? We will read in a minute the law concerning the land that appears in Leviticus, but this law that if the specific law of the case of Zlofchad daughters doesn't appear before that. So it's very interesting.
It only makes sense to discuss it once there's land to discuss. Because if
Yes, but
you just handed out all the land or talked about handing out all the land, so now this is a specific question having to do with the land that just was given out to people.
yes, but we have in Leviticus, we do have the law of Goel Karka, and we will read in the book of Ruth. Remember the Ligool so we do have this, although it's a law. So anyway,
The problem, הבעיה לא עלתה. The problem was not up. And they
yes,
discuss it.
it's yes, but, you know,
All the way when a problem up, we discuss and we decide, not today, in the past, but not today. Today they
okay,
don't
but
adjust.
not all the laws that are presented in Leviticus are given after a certain cases, okay? Some laws, יהיה לכם פסח, בי"ד בניסן, לא בניסן, לא כתוב שם, בחודש הראשון. Some laws are just given, okay? Let's read from עולם התנ"ך Encyclopedia. Judy, can you read?
עולם התנ"ך.
And if you find the English is not correct, so you are invited to correct it.
Okay. From Olam HaTanakh, Numbers, page 165. From verse 3, we can learn that the right of ownership of land expires from those who rebel against God and the authorities. This sin results in the death of the sinner and his family, so that the family's ownership of its property is terminated anyway. This matter can also be learned from the story of Naboth, the Jezreelite king, Kings 1, chapter 21. Since Naboth refused to sell his property to Ahab according to the right granted to him by virtue of the sanctuary of ancestral property, Ahab's wife Jezebel plotted against him for false accusation. Kings 1, chapter 21, verse 13. And because of this, he was sentenced to death, which also applied to his sons. From that story, we can also learn that an estate left without an owner passed into the king's possession. In the case of the daughters of Zelophehad, the principle of the sanctity of the family and its inheritance prevailed over the principle of the son's inheritance. Furthermore, the righteousness of their claim is shown not as a result of a legal discussion, but in a divine decision, which does not concern only them, but all the people of Israel for generations.
Thank you. Okay. So this actually sums up what we are already have been talking. And maybe let's read the verses that Judy just mentioned. Adina, can you please read the story of the story of Navot, the Navot Israeli? It's Kings 1 and 13 to 19. No, yes, 19.
Okay. And the two men, the base fellows, came in and sat before him, and the base fellows bore witness against him, even against Navot, in the presence of the people, saying, Navot did curse God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones that he died. Then they sent to Jezebel, I don't know what the Hebrew is, saying,
Isabel, yes.
Isabel, okay, saying, Navot is stoned and is dead. And it came to pass when Isabel heard that Navot was stoned and was dead, that Isabel said to Achav,
Yes, Achav, yes, the king.
arise, take possession of the vineyard of Navot, the Jezreelite. Too hard to figure out what the Hebrew is.
Navot, it's Navot HaIsraeli. He lives in Israel Valley.
Yeah. Which he refused to give thee for money, for Navot is not alive but dead. And it came to pass, when Achav heard that Navot was dead, that Achav rose up to go down to the vineyard of Navot, the Israelite, to take possession of it. And the word of the Lord came to Eliyahu, the Hatishbi, saying, arise, go down to meet Achav, king of Israel, who dwelleth in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of Navot, whither he is gone down to take possession of it. And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, thus saith the Lord, hast thou killed and also taken possessions? And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, thus saith the Lord, in the place where dogs licked the blood of Navot, shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine.
Thank you.
Whoa.
So I put also these two verses because this is a well-known expression in Hebrew. הרצחת וגם ירשת, this one, that someone because of what the king Achav did here. By the way, something interesting and not connected, but very interesting. In Hebrew, the word berech is normally to bless, right? Bracha. Bracha is a blessing. But in the Bible, berech is also cursed. So look at number 13. Berach Navot Elohim v'melech. The people who, I mean, it was a false accusation, can say that the Navot did curse God and the king. So it's totally, I'm not sure about it. There are certain verbs that have not only two meanings, but exactly the opposite meanings. For example, kiles, it's to praise and also to insult. Never mind. But so this is I think we had it also with Bilam. I think we had it also with Bilam. Okay. Anyway, so this is a good example about this inheritance issue, and we will not hear another verse about that. Also, his sons had to die, the Navot sons. And just a moment, I want to, I brought here also, my God, because of, yes, I couldn't not bring the verses from Ruth, especially because we are before Shavuot. So Ruth, can you read us this? It's from...
Yes, certainly.
Right. This is my chapter.
Yes, I know.
Okay. And now it is true that I am a near kinsman. Howbeit there's a kinsman nearer than I. So this is Boaz speaking.
נכון.
This is after she tries to seduce him, and before he gives in to her, he says, "Wait a minute, I'm not the closest kinsman. Tarry
Yes.
this night. So hold off, tarry this night, and it shall be in the morning that if he, the other kinsman, will perform unto thee the part of a kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman's part. But if he be not willing to do the part of a kinsman to thee, then I will do the part of a kinsman to me, as the Lord liveth, lie down until the morning."
And in 4,
And now this is your chapter, all right?
yeah.
And I thought to disclose it unto thee, saying, Buy it before them that sit here and before the elders of my people. If thou wilt redeem it, redeem it. But if it will not be redeemed, then tell me that I may know, for there is none to redeem it beside thee, and I am after thee. And he said, I will redeem it. Then said Boaz, What day thou buyest the field of the hand of Naomi, hast thou also bought of Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance. And the near kinsman said, I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I mar mine own inheritance. Take thou my right of redemption on thee, for I cannot redeem it. Now this
Okay.
was the
Maybe we can stop here because it's really, I mean, I put it because I really like
Yeah, me too.
such a
אני
nice
יכולה,
story.
אורה, אורה,
כן, כן, בטח.
הזכרתי about ורצחת גם ירשת, it is not
כן.
the first, on my idea, it is not the first time. When David ובת-שבע also, he killed the husband and ירש the woman.
Yes, but
גם שם בסדר, בנתן והתפתחות, אבל...
no, נתן הנביא, if I remember correctly, נתן הנביא doesn't say הרצחת וגם ירשת, although it is a very, we can see that it is a similar story.
Same thing.
But it doesn't say הרצחת וגם ירשת.
No, it didn't say, but the case is the same case. That's what I want to say.
Can be the,
אותו דבר. הוא לא אמר לו, the first...
This is a woman and this is a man. Yeah. But yes, I just thought this
פשוט עלה על דעתי.
story in the school, at the school that I... Okay. Maybe רבקה, את יכולה לקרוא את העברית פה בפסוק 10, just will... The main thing in all the book of Ruth is this, in verse number 10. The whole thing is about this. כן, רבקה, פסוק 10.
אפשר? וגם את רות המואביה, אשת מחלון קניתי לי לאישה, להקים שם המת על נחלתו, ולא יכרת שם המת עם אחיו ומשער מקומו. עדים אתם היום.
So the whole story of the book of Ruth is about the names. We can, maybe we'll do another learning about the story of Ruth, but it's all about the importance of keeping the name of the family. Okay, let's continue. I think we read. Okay, so if you, I put here a spoiler alert. Maybe we'll skip it because I want to get on with the. But this is Adina. This is for you. This is what the continuation in number. You can just read this chapter. Okay, 36. Okay,
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Exactly, we'll get there. Yes. Okay, Jeannie, can you continue here? Number 12 to 14.
Sure. The Lord said to Moses, ascend these heights of Abarim and view the land which I have given to the Israelite people. When you have seen it, you too shall be gathered to your kin, just as your brother Aaron was. For in the wilderness of Zin, when the community was contentious, you disobeyed my command to hold my sanctity in their sight by means of the water. Those are the waters of Meribah Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. Moses spoke to the Lord, saying, let the Lord, source of the breath of all flesh, appoint someone over the community who should go up before them and come in before them, and who shall take them out and bring them in, so that the Lord's community may not be like sheep that has no shepherd.
Okay, thank you. Okay, okay, you read a bit.
Went too far?
Never mind. So let's talk about a little bit about this. This is the ending of Moses. I mean, it's quite. I don't know. It's strange to like he did, like he said to Aaron also, go there and die. I mean, go there and die on this mountain, and also here. I would like to move on because I think we talked a lot about this when we read it in the Merivah. Okay.
We did. One quick question.
Yes,
Why
yes.
Moses doesn't respond? He has no. He accepts what the Lord says.
Yeah.
No comment and just worries about what's going to happen to the people.
Yes.
And that's it. And I'm really surprised.
Yeah, you are surprised. Because he told him that he will not, he already told him that.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, you're right. I think Moses is terribly tired. What do you think?
Yeah, could be, yeah.
terribly.
Enough already, yeah.
It is very cruel. מאוד אכזרי, cruel about this, that he did so much.
You're right, Rivka. I agree.
He brings the God. Who brings the God? Moses brings the God to the people. And after 14 years in the desert with struggle and with job so difficult, it doesn't come to the land. Very, very sad and cruel, I think.
And also, if you remember that he also had difficulties with God. I mean, God sometimes he had to be the bridge between God and the people, and God few good times God wanted to kill the people, the children of Israel, and Moses stopped him.
He saves the people. In the Haggadah, I have to say that because it is so sensible. In the Haggadah, there is about Moses and the discussion between Moses and God. And Moses said to God, please, why I don't come to Israel? And finally he said, turn me to ציפור, איך אומרים? שכחתי ציפור, bird. Turn me to a bird, please. Only to לעוף on the land, to fly on the land and see that. Turn me from a bird. It is very, very, very.
Yeah.
So.
I have a question.
Yes.
I just wonder, in modern geography, where is this spot?
Oh, Har HaAvarim. You know what? Since we have left only 11 minutes, I will send a picture in the group. Okay, because I have the map. I have to search for it, and I don't want to.
Right.
But it's
it's in modern Israel.
No,
it's in Jordan.
In the east, where Jordan is today. It's approximately in the center of Jordan, in the east, our east side, in Israel, the east side. Okay. And in the center, but I will send it a picture.
And it's marked, you know, is there a place that is marked?
Har HaAvarim?
Don't know.
I really don't know.
We don't know where is it the place. And it is
It's logical.
It should, I think it should be close to where they are. They are in Moab Plains. Okay, Moab, we know where it is. And exactly where is this mountain? I will look at it and
Okay, great, thank you.
okay.
It's logical. It's logical. It's not marked because there's written ולא נודע מקום קבורתו.
yes.
נכון, נכון, יפה, נכון מאוד.
כן, כן, כדי שלא יתחרה באל לפי דעתי.
נכון,
Not a hero, not a hero like all the people will go to the place, he will turn to a
Okay.
hero instead of God.
Okay. John, can you read us the last part, please? 15 to 23. I think זהו, רגע, כן.
Moses spoke to the Lord, saying, "Let the Lord, source of the breath of all flesh, appoint someone over the community, who shall go out before them and come in before them, and who shall take them out and bring them in, so that the Lord's community may not be like sheep that have no shepherd." And the Lord answered Moses, "Single out Yehoshua, son of Nun, an inspired man, and lay your hand upon him. Have him stand before Eleazar the priest and before the whole community, and commission him in their sight. Invest him with some of your authority, so that the whole Israelite community may obey. But he shall present himself to Eleazar the priest, who shall on his behalf seek the decision of the Urim before the Lord. By such instructions they shall go out, and by such instruction they shall come in, he and all the Israelites, the whole community." Moses did as the Lord commanded him. He took Joshua and had him stand before Eleazar the priest and before the whole community. He laid his hands upon him and commissioned him, as the Lord had spoken through Moses.
Thank you. Very, I don't know, moving, no? He's appointing Yehoshua. Now we have here a few things. Look at number 19. 19. Oh, sorry, 18 and 19. Okay. What does God say to Moses, and what Moses does? At 22 and 23.
איך אומרים כיוון? God,
It's as if he anoints him, but he doesn't use the oil, but he does have a holy name there.
Okay, he doesn't. But look at the details, at the acting, what he should do.
can I say in Hebrew?
כן, תגידי בעברית.
אני חושבת רוחות השמיים זה לא כמו שכתוב פה ספיריט. רוחות השמיים זה הוא אמר מערבה, למעלה, למטה, זה דרכים ששם יהושע יוביל את העם. אז קודם כל הרוחות זה דרך לפי דעתי, כמו 4 רוחות השמיים שאנחנו אומרים. ואחר כך הוא הציל מכוחו, הוא לא השאיר חלל ריק. משה הולך, יש מנהיג. הוא לא השאיר...
Yes, this is, you're right.
זה דברים שאני פה קולטת...
You're absolutely right. Moses goes and immediately there is another leader. Leader that, and Moses, as you said before, Rivka, the only, or Ginny, sorry. Yeah. The only worry that Moses talks about is this. Who will be he doesn't care about himself, who will be the next leader. Okay.
In that, all right.
Yes.
In the commentary in the Hertz, it talks about how God says, lay your hand on him. But what Moshe does is put both his hands on him.
You talk about it. Okay.
And in order to show how much he supports
I see.
Yehoshua being the new leader.
Okay.
Well,
Yes,
That's what it says. in the-
האציל, האציל, בעברית קוראים, היום אומרים לזה האציל סמכויות.
still separate. Okay, now look also about the orders of the order, or the order of the actings. Look. ושמחת את ידך עליו, put your hand, okay? And then in 19, put him standing before Elazar Cohen, and then before the congregation, and וציווית אותו, it means you will appoint him, okay? Now look what Moshe does. First, he takes Yeshua in 22, put him set him before Elazar and the priest, and before the whole congregation, and then put his hand above him, and he laid his hands upon him, okay? Which makes much more sense, I think. I mean, this should be agreed within all the congregation. You cannot put the hand without anyone looking, and then take him out. So this is one thing. Now, you know, when John read, I noticed that there are many changes in the translations. In my translation and it was quite different. So first of all, let's talk about, because we don't have a lot of time, let's talk about 20. In Hebrew, it says, "Venatata mehodcha alav." This is unclear. We can only...
רוחניות שלך, כאילו.
Yes, רוחניות. But yes, but here it says honor. What do you have in your translations?
כבודך עליו. בעברית היו אומרים כבודך עליו.
נכון. So, hod, מה, John?
In the English here, it's your authority.
Your authority? So your samchut, it said, hod, it's like everything inside hod. And we have this, and I read something that actually one of my lectures published, that hod should be, it's like, of course, it's something from the spirit of Moses, but it's something royal for Moses, not only spiritually, but really royal and leadership. Let's...
יש עוד מילים, למשל congregation, one time is congregation, another time is community.
נכון, yes.
גם כן ראית, שמתי לב.
נכון. Let's read a little bit about the few places in the Bible that we have the word hod. There are many. Maybe Judy, can you read this?
Sure.
A few verses.
And the Lord magnified Solomon exceedingly in the sight of all Israel, and bestowed upon him such royal majesty as had not been seen on any king before him in Israel.
And I will only say that royal majesty, the Hebrew is hod malchut. Okay, the word is hod malchut, and in Tehillim.
O Lord, our Lord, how glorious is thy name in all the earth, whose majesty is rehearsed above the heavens.
And again, here it's, you see, majesty, and in Hebrew it's hodcha. And another one of Tehillim that it's well known.
Bless the Lord, O my soul, O Lord my God, thou art very great, thou art clothed with glory and majesty.
הוד והדר לבשת. רבקה, את רוצה לקרוא את הפסוק בעברית?
כן, מבית,
מאלף, זה.
ברכי נפשי את אדוני, אדוני אלוהי, גדלת מאוד, הוד והדר לבשת.
לבשת. You know, a verse that we are
with glory
familiar with.
Majesty.
And of course, there are other places with hod in the Psalms.
התרגום פה.
Okay, maybe any comment about there is something here about a chiastic structure. If you remember, we talked about that. It's 3, 2, 1, 3. No, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, something like this. When 1 is the main or is the heart of the section. Or so we have here. If you will read again, so it's 17 is parallel to the end of 21. And then 19 is parallel to the beginning of 21. And then in the middle, we have the heart of this section. Venatata meodcha alav. Okay, put your honor upon him.
Very different between to transfer the kingdom and the leadership. The leadership is not your son, or it's not ritual, and the kingdom is for you. And,
כלומר, it goes with the, אתה מתכוון לדורות? זה הולך ב...
כן, שזה מורש.
כן, כן, כן. The kings are...
וגם כל התהליך,
the process
is different.
The procedure
of
I see. Yes, you're right. Well, we didn't have, but in England,
Yes.
last Saturday there was a new king, and it was with anointment with like thousands of years ago. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. And what Yossi is saying that here it's different. Vayetzaveu, but he appoints him, but without any ointment. Okay. Just before we leave, Ruth, this is for you. This is the map. I found it quite quickly.
Thank you.
So no problem. So here, okay, Moab is about here. Okay, this is the plane. You see, it's the plane of. No, it should be more higher, I think.
More north.
The plane of Moab. Now here in this map we have Iyei ha'ivrim or avarim. I don't know how to read it. About here.
העברים.
אבל זה לא הר העברים, זה איי העברים. So maybe it's not... הנה, הרי העברים. 41. הנה, yes, it should be higher. That's what I thought. So this is approximately the הר העברים. Okay. This is so if it's Yam HaMelach, the Dead Sea. So, okay, and they should be a bit higher, north here.
More north.
Yeah. Okay. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope we'll have שקט ושלווה, peaceful.
Yeah.
I hope you will. I hope you will. I wish you all safety and blessings and peace.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you, Laura, for helping me.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You are one of our...
הרמתי ידיים, הרמתי ידיים.
When will be the next lesson?
Next lesson, I think it's on... Oh, I think we will have another participant, by the way. Next lesson, I wrote it in 8 June.
Mm-hmm.
So actually almost 1 month.
8 ביולי.
אז חג שמח also for שבועות.
נכון.
Yeah. Okay.
אוקיי, תודה רבה.
תודה רבה.
שלום.
שלום.
ביי.